Aloha! Okay, so this is 10.7 video. Let's go over this really quick. It should be hopefully a pretty quick one for us. So the first couple key concepts. First is the area of a circle. You don't need to write this one down. If you don't remember the formula, you should. The area of a circle is pi r squared. Okay, so you do need to write this one down and everything inside it. We're talking about the area of a sector. So area of a sector is this shaded area right here is what we're trying to find, and the formula is very similar to the area of an arc. We are going to find the measure of the arc that we have right there and put it over 360, and unlike the arc, we're not going to times it by the circumference, where you're going to times it by the area of the circle. So remember, to find the measure of the arc, or the length of the arc, it was the measure of the arc over 360 times circumference. So the only difference is we were going to multiply it by area this time to find the area of that sector. And then the last one is trying to find the area of a segment. A segment looks like this over here, and all we're going to do to find that is find the area of a sector. Then we're going to find the area of a triangle, and we're just going to subtract those two, and that will leave us with this area of a segment remaining. Okay, so we got two problems. Let's do them really quick and be out of here. Alright, so next problem says, what is the area of a sector GPH? And leave your answer in terms of pi. So again, when we were talking about sectors right here, the way we label it is we put the middle point in the middle and the two endpoints on the side, so we label it GPH. So we're trying to find this area of this shaded right here. And again, remember our formula, very similar to the one that we just did for the measure of the arc, is we're going to put the measure of the arc, which is 72, over 360 degrees. And remember, unlike the time before when we multiplied it by circumference, this time we're going to multiply it by my area. And my area is going to be pi r squared, so this is going to be 15 squared that we have right here. Okay, so if I'm leaving in terms of pi, again, I could simplify this fraction, or I could just make it into a decimal. If I make it into a decimal, I get 72 divided by 360 equals 0.2. Let's just say I showed you what I'm doing. I get 0.2 times, this is going to be 225 pi, and again, when I multiply these together, times 225, this is going to leave me with 45 pi. Okay? Alright, and then remember, we're talking as far as area, so we should do centimeters squared. Okay? And again, that's going to give us the measure of that shaded area, that sector that we have right there. Alright, one last problem. Alright, and then our last problem that we have right here is we are trying to find what is the area of the shaded segment shown on the right. So we are trying to find this shaded portion that we have right there. Okay, so what we need to find, remember, according to one of our concepts, was we need to find the area of the sector. Then we need to find the area of the triangle, and when we subtract those two, then it's going to give us our segment. And so that's what we're looking for. And again, we're given this triangle that we have right here, and again, remember that the corresponding angle that we have right here is 90, so out here, this has to be 90 degrees. Remember, it's the same, arc length is the same as the angle right there. And I see that this is a right triangle, and again, do you see how both of these are radii? So if this is 4 meters to the side, the other one has to also be 4 meters. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the sector. So it's just that formula that we did in the problem right before. So I'm going to take the measure of the arc, which is 90, over 360, and then I'm going to multiply it by the area of the circle, and the area is going to be pi r squared, so 4 squared. So this is going to give me, if I simplify this, this is going to give me 1/4 times 16 pi, and again, this is going to give me 4 pi. Okay, so there's that. Now I got to find the area of the triangle. So again, do you see how we have this right triangle right here? And again, remember, area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. And again, I have my height right there because it's a right triangle, and my base. So it's going to be 4 times 4. 4 times 4 divided by 2. 16 divided by 2 is going to give me 8. Okay, well I have one that has pi, one that doesn't. This one tells me to round to the nearest tenth. So let's do 4 times 3.14. This is going to give me approximately 12.56. And what I'm going to do is, if I subtract these two, the whole thing and the triangle that we have right here, the whole shaded area and the triangle, it's going to give me my segment, which is what I'm looking for. So when I subtract it from 8, I'm going to get approximately 4.56. And again, we're labeling this meters. And again, remember, we are finding area, the area of that shaded thing. So anytime we do area, it's always going to be squared. Okay? That's it. See you guys soon.